Hello, hope you're all doing really well today. Today we're actually going to jump into fashion school. Why I went there, the ups and downs, expectations versus reality, all the nitty gritty on what I experienced when going to fashion school. So first things first, I am based in Victoria in Melbourne. I used to live down in Burnsdale, so moving up to Melbourne and going to uni was a little nerve-wracking, but at least I had my dad to live with up here. I actually started off doing a marketing degree, and after a semester of doing that, I just didn't really think it was for me, which was quite a big decision. There's a lot behind it, but that can be another video. So always growing up, I'd always loved fashion and actually did a lot of internships at fashion houses just to really get an idea of it. And the original thought was to use my marketing degree to then go into fashion. But I realised that I want to do buying, and that's probably not the best way to get in. So I booked in for RMIT, and I love that place, could not highly recommend it enough. And I started doing an associate's degree in fashion merchandising and business. RMIT really enabled all their students to get that hands-on experience with industry players. If it wasn't for RMIT, I probably wouldn't have gotten my job straight out of graduating. It's through all those assessments and group work that you do with industry players like Kmart, Target, Supre, Country Road, Maya, all of them. You just get to meet so many amazing people that you'll know once you leave the workforce, and they can really help you out, and you just get so much more valid feedback on your work from all these people that do it on a daily basis. I also really liked RMIT because you got to study all areas. It wasn't just, even though most of us wanted to become buyers or planners, you got to see the design world. I got to learn all about Adobe, Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop. Then I also got to do pattern making to learn how to become a tech designer and put all those aspects into it. So now I can go out and I can make any pattern of my choice, and I know I have all the means to do it for myself. RMIT is also really great because they have a whole separate campus just for fashion. It's just such a good vibe there. There's no other way to really put it apart from vibe. It's just so inspiring, especially when you're with people that are making these amazing garments and just like-minded people like yourself. I've just never felt so home at a campus. It was just such a different culture to when I was at Swinburne, just in the fact that the Swinburne was great, don't get me wrong, but just the fact that everyone was like-minded and doing the same thing just really changed it and made it so much more worthwhile, and you wanted to go there when you got up each morning. If there was an 8:30 lecture, I don't mind, I'm going to be there. So why didn't I choose in-house or what is it, like White House of Design? I can't remember. But why didn't I choose any of those other places to do my fashion degree? Well, first of all, when I first joined RMIT, I actually had in mind to stay for the third year and do my full bachelor's in fashion. But then when it came around to that third year, I got offered a job outside in a really major Australian national brand that was really secure, and everyone spoke about how it will really accelerate my career very quickly. So I took that. But the whole reason why I didn't choose the other campuses, well, the other universities, is just purely because of the industry players. RMIT just has all those connections to the outside world, and just like I said, it was so easy to get a job. So a bit of expectations versus reality. I feel like everyone goes into fashion school thinking it's going to be this like really mean and like like Mean Girls type of place, and that everyone's going to be dressed really nicely and be really judgy and all of that, but it was not that at all. It was such a welcoming place. Everyone had their own sense of style. Everyone, like, no one cared if you rocked up in activewear. It wasn't everyone draped in designer goods or anything like that. It was just people being themselves and really showing their character. Wouldn't be concerned about if you don't have the funds to pay for like all the clothes, because no way. I didn't spend a lot of money at all when I was at uni. I was in full saving mode. So yeah, I was really worried about that when I first had my first day there. So worried about that, but not anymore. At my current workplace, there's a lot of people who actually haven't done a university degree to become a buyer, or a planner or anything like that. And I often get asked if I regret doing the degree and putting all this money on my HEX debt and committing to 2 years when maybe I could have been in the workforce a bit longer, just gone straight to the role of being a buyer's assistant. But I have to admit that I don't regret it at all. The experience alone with dabbling into so many different areas really sets you up when you enter the workforce. I feel that there was no in-between stage, that I just could jump straight in. I knew all the terminology, I knew what each role played, and there was just no second guessing. So to me, that's really worth it. If I came straight from high school and went into my job and didn't know what FOB meant, or like any of those Incoterms, or how basic patterns even made, like, I just think it would have made the whole experience a lot more of a struggle, and I perhaps wouldn't have gotten as far as I have already, and would have just spent those 2 years sitting in an office, yeah, getting paid, and trying to learn, but there's not as much room for development or as much room to ask questions when you're in an office space compared to when you're in a place to learn and study full time. So I just think it's such a better atmosphere to apply yourself, and just, how would you put it? Just really recommend doing it. I hope that helped answer some of your questions on fashion school and maybe gave you a bit more of an insight into what to expect if you do end up going. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments section below. If you want to keep up with me on a daily basis, be sure to follow my Instagram, which I've left down in the description box below. Also, please give this video a like and a subscribe if you really enjoyed it. It kind of points me in the right direction on what videos you'd want to see more of. Anyway, that's all from me. See you later.